Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today on this Thursday? Provoke Thoughts Live. We are in the building. I am your boy, Mr. Provoke Thoughts. If it's your first time coming to this channel, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time I go live. I go live. Sometimes I'm trying to get more consistent, job and stuff, but I'm here, man. I'm here for y'all, man. And it is really, really, really going down, man, out here in the world. We got a lot going on. We are losing, if it's anybody in here that was born anywhere from 1975 maybe to 1985, we are literally out here losing our childhood, man, right in front of our faces. I'm not talking about the teenage years. I'm talking about our childhood. Okay. I mean, uh, just on Sunday, Malcolm Jamal-Warner with a drowning. And then we got Ozzie Osbourne with, cancer. Then we got Hulk Hogan with a heart attack. And one of the things that it leads me to really understand and what reiterates, with, things being the way they are and life being the way that it is, and me in less than 15 days about to have a 47th birthday. Life is very, very short. Life is very, very fleeting, and we have to understand that, one day you here and then you gone, and there's no prospective person in this world. And one of the main things that actually has bothered me, not with the Malcolm Jamal Warner thing, not with the Ozzy Osbourne thing, but it's the Hulk Hogan situation. Now, the Hulk Hogan situation is really interesting to me because a measure of a man is not one moment in time. It's literally the body of work. Literally the body of work. Now, everybody knows about my channel. Everybody knows what my channel is about. Everybody know what I talk about. Everybody know who I ride for. It's no secret. I don't have a reason to, be a bullshit artist with the people that come on my channel. I feel like that people take moments in time in a person's life of imperfection and turn it into their life. Okay. And I feel like that we as people need to come out of this and realize that a person is not just a moment, because we as people, we have our moments where we're not perfect, where we might say some things. One of the things that I can say is that in the 80s and 90s, wasn't nobody really talking about racism like that. I mean, of course you had, your Nation of Islam and things like that, but people was living their lives, man, whether good or bad, happy or sad, and wasn't nobody really hitting us with old racist. Even after the Rodney King beating situation, nobody was just hollering, oh, everybody that's white is racist and yada, yada, yada. You had your few, but not at this particular magnitude. And that's one of the things that really has me right now, is the fact that people tend to conflate racism now in their mind to what happened back when people were really slaves and really getting oppressed and really this and really that, really getting beaten by, on a daily basis, different people. I'm talking about whips on your back. People are really conflating things and statements or whatever the case may be to those moments in time. Okay. So we're at a situation as African Americans And one thing that I can safely say, just by being on Facebook, just by being on Twitter and listening to people, you know, besmirch and disrespect. And this is something that I grew up and it wasn't existent, but now it is existent, that people do not have any respect for those who have left this earth, unless they choose to, depending on, no matter what they do. But these are the same people that'll go to the funeral of the dude that got 4 or 5 bodies on him, and have a spray painting T-shirt of this person. But he said the N-word, yada yada yada, and oh my God, nobody should even care about anything that he's ever done because he said a word, one word that we say all the time. And I don't care what you say about, oh my God, but it's the A versus the ER. That's a bunch of bullshit. And the reason why it's bullshit is simple. It is because of the fact that the only reason why there was an ER versus an EA is because of how people talk. It's the same word. If you use it, you're using the same word. When have you ever heard so many or many black people put an ER on anything? Anything. Anything? Anything. So I want to, since I haven't been live, I want to go ahead and say rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal-Warner. Dude wasn't even that much older than me, okay? He could have been my brother at his age. I grew up with the Cosby Show. I grew up with the Gordon Gartrell shirt. I grew up finding out that Theo had dyslexia. I grew up with him overcoming all of that, graduating from college in the final episode. R.I.P. Ozzie Osbourne, I don't know too much about you outside of your reality TV show, which was absolutely entertaining. But I know that you got loved ones out there that love you. So God bless them and pray for them. And God bless you. You know, I hope that you made your peace with your maker, of course, in the time of your life that you might have needed to. But rest in peace to you. And condolences to your family, to your friends, and those who cared about you. And last but not least, RIP to Hollywood, Hulk Hogan, a person whom without his beginnings, wrestling as we know it would not be what it is. All of the black wrestlers that you see now that are on top of their game, like Trick Williams, wrestlers who have won championships like Bobby Lashley, Ahmed Johnson, Street Profits, a person who saved the wrestling industry in the 80s and then turned around and saved the wrestling industry in the mid and late 90s. A person who's done movies, a person who's donated to charities, you know, an individual like that. And the reason why I'm going so hard for Hulk Hogan is because of the fact that we got people out here that they out here fronting, okay? They out here BSing. Because the same people that I see on Facebook, that I see on X, that I see on, you know, other social media platforms, you know, all they can do is pop up that's the statement that he made about if she gonna mess with a black dude, make sure that this black dude is, you know, a 6-figure black dude and all of this stuff. And people, you know, are posting this one moment in time okay? As the measure of a man, okay? And I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that that's right because we all got one moment in time that we weren't perfect, that we said different things. And okay, it was the N word. Oh my God, the N word. I'm not finna give that word as much power as you're giving it today because you say it every day. I don't care about the ER or the A or the XYZ of it all. You saying the same thing that you mad at other people for saying. If Snoop Dogg, God forbid something happened to him today, or any rapper that is called a female, the B word, the H word, or whatever, you're not going to go into his lifestyle and say, oh, he was disrespecting women. Oh my God. Or would you? Even though you was rocking to the music, would you? So I want to, just say that for me, Hulk Hogan was a big part of my childhood. I used to watch this man on the cartoons on Saturday morning. And at 11 o'clock, I couldn't wait for WWE Superstars to come on right out. And then after that, I watched Soul Train. I couldn't wait. I had a Hulk Hogan doll, just like a lot of people who spouting at the mouth right now had a Hulk Hogan doll. I had the Hulk Hogan pillow, the big one. But people want to front now. And people want to act like that this wasn't happening and this is what wasn't one of their heroes and icons back in the day. Eat your prayers and take your vitamins. What you gonna do, brother? When Hulkamania runs wild on you. Those people. The ones that sit here in front and play all day and want to lie. Just like the R. Kelly supporters, the R. Kelly detractors, I apologize because those guys will sit here and know they be bumping. They done bumped Kales and had babies by them and want to sit up here in front and not pay attention to the fact that the parents sought them out. Okay? It's more to a man than events, than moments. And this is not because I'm MAGA or I voted for Trump or any of that. What it's about is human decency. Where is your human decency? You have to, we've lost our decency. And it's a doggone shame. So we finna talk about this man right here. Hulk Hogan, man. Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna say this. I, just like a lot of other people, as a kid, loved and admired and wanted to be Hulk Hogan. Okay? I, as a kid, used to dive off of couches onto my cousins, dive off the bunk bed onto my sister because of Hulk Hogan. I actually had vitamins that I took because he told me to. I used to say my prayers every night because that's what he said. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers. And I did that. It's not a bad thing. That's nothing to frown on somebody for. It's something to say, well, hey, it's some good in anything that God puts on this earth. And to be honest with you, that was a good thing. It taught people discipline. You got people that became wrestlers because of that. And you talk about, and people talk about this man and say, oh my God, he's racist. And oh my God, he said this. And oh my God, just like they do Donald Trump, just like they do anybody that they dislike or whatever, just to create this narrative and sow this thing that wasn't around when I was born like that. And I'm talking about fresh out 10 years off of Martin Luther King being assassinated. Reagan administration, even though there was crack around, wasn't nobody talking about no racism. People were talking about the crackheads and the gang activity and the shootings and everything that was going on in the neighborhoods. I mean, let's get real. But one of the solaces of our lifetime was to be able to, on Thursday nights, turn on the Cosby Show and see what shenanigans was going on and see Theo go to court. Or on a Saturday morning, getting up and watching, the superstars on the cartoons and watching superstars on, with Hulk Hogan doing one of his promos, so let's not disrespect a person's legacy, what they built, because you want to be in your feelings. Because you done had a moment in time. And you don't want nobody to just go back to that moment in time after you gone. And nobody wants to go back to that moment in time while you gone. You want to remember the good times. And those are some of the values that we need to get back to in order to get our country back. In order to get back to some semblance of common sense. And it just makes sense. I got Hulkamania all behind me right now because Hulkamania will run wild. And one thing that I can safely say is that for any of those, even people that are in my chat, people who come on my channel on a regular basis, that might feel some type of way about Hulk Hogan, let me tell you something. You can only feel some type of way if you allow it. You done did some effed up things in your life. You done said some effed up things. You done hurt some people. But you want somebody to appreciate the accomplishments that you have and not throw the baby away with the bath water. Because if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we would not have a beautiful Bianca Belair and a Jade Cargill running roughshod, and a Naomi WWE champion running roughshod over the women's division. We wouldn't have Bobby Lashley's. We wouldn't have R-Truths. All of these black people that I'm naming, Ahmed Johnson's, Crime Time, Coco Bewares, we wouldn't have any of that. We would not have had Debo on Friday if it hadn't been for a movie that Hulk Hogan made that started the man's career. I'm just saying, y'all. Now, one of the things that I do want to kind of get into is I like to get good comparisons of how certain things affect certain things. And around the 4th of July, I did a TikTok, showing, Hulk Hogan's theme music with Trump on his head and everybody. I got a bunch of views on this. It was nice. It was pretty cool, and a lot of people had a lot of positive things to say about both individuals. Okay. So I want to, put up a video about how Trump actually helped win that election, man. All Hulkamaniacs, and how he helped to save America, man. And we're going to go through that real quick. And we're going to Wang Chung tonight. I promise you, we got a lot to talk about.
Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your back porch professor, and once again we're meeting here on a rather sad occasion. First it was Ozzie this week, now it's Hulk Hogan. I'm sure you've all heard by now, but Terry Gene Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan, passed away today. He was 71. Apparently it was a heart attack. This was following neck surgery that he reportedly had back in May. I actually saw him at the Liberty Ball in DC for the inauguration back in January. I didn't get to chat with him, but I saw him from afar and he was walking with a cane. He looked physically frail, to the extent that someone of his physical magnitude could look, but he was walking very gingerly, clearly relying on the cane. You know, I don't know if any of that's related, but regardless, we have the passing of another cultural icon. And what I want to reflect on with you in this video is how Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania really were MAGA before MAGA. Or maybe better, Hulkamania was a prelude to the awakening of MAGA all across the nation. Now, I
really do like this analogy. I hope that you all pay attention to it because I believe it's going to be pretty good. If anybody's out there that want to shout me out, man, how y'all doing? Whoever's watching, what's going on?
A lot of you were rather shocked to find out that I'm a big heavy metal fan. I did a tribute to Ozzie Osbourne earlier this week. Talked about the significance of Ozzie and his fashioning a distinctively archaeo-modern, neo-traditional aesthetic in hard rock that was very influential in me and my guitar playing. Well, I'm going to shock you again. Yes, I am a bona fide WWE fan. My boys and I had seen 3 events at the Wells Fargo Arena in Philadelphia with some pretty awesome seats to boot. In fact, our best seats that we had, not quite ringside, but close, was for a live broadcast of Monday Night Raw. Okay, I kid you not. Yes. So this ain't a bunch of book learning for your prof here. I've been fascinated with the WWE for years now. I've actually read a number of academic and sociological studies on the undeniable phenomenon of WWE. And a number of those studies have drawn parallels between the WWE and MAGA, and particularly Trump rallies. So there have actually been scholars who studied the WWE and have written about how the WWE is really, in many respects, the ultimate populist event. Maybe it'd be better to say it's the penultimate populist event next to President Trump's MAGA rallies. But those of you who've watched WWE know that it casts certain characters as heroes of the people, right? So when we were into it, my boys are grown up now, but in our time, there was the 5'8" Daniel Bryan. You remember Daniel? Yes, Bryan, right? Well, he actually became a villain, I think, for a time, but that's the soap opera of WWE. But actually, long before someone like Daniel Bryan, this populist element of WWE, where characters become the heroes of the people, we all know goes back to who? It all goes back to none other than the one and only Hulk Hogan, who was in many respects your quintessential populist. He was a Herculean defender of the people with a loyal following of Hulkamaniacs, right? And guess who was the most famous Hulkamaniac of them all? Again, going back to the day, right? It was none other than Donald J. Trump. We have to remember that both WrestleMania 4 and 5 were held at Trump Plaza in Atlantic City, and Trump was actually inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame after his Battle of the Billionaires appearance at WrestleMania 23. This was back in 2007 when he body slammed Vince McMahon. It was awesome. And it's so interesting because scholars have seen this relationship between Trump and the WWE as really the beginning of Trump's populist appeal. So if you think it through, the 2016 election and Trump's battle with the DC swamp was seen by many as the ultimate grudge match, where you had a combination of Trump's taunting rhetoric along with his amazing circus-like rallies.
You know what? And come to think about it, it's kind of true. If you ever want to go back and look at Donald Trump's time in the WWE, you would actually be surprised at the strong persona that he puts on there. Is very, very similar to the person that he displays like at his rallies and things like that. And he knows how to get the ire of the people. Sad Democrats, but it's true.
And these combine to create precisely the kind of effect factory, a multi-sensory spectacle comparable to a WWE event. If you've ever been to a Trump rally, it's just amazing in terms of the excitement, the camaraderie. You experience a sense, along with tens of thousands of other people, that, wow, we really are the majority. We really are winning. We really are going to take our country back. Our movement is sweeping the nation. This is awesome. And it's that kind of excitement, that multi-sensory spectacle, that signifies this crossover between Trump rallies and the WWE. And
you know what? That is actually true. He drew crowds like WWE. It was amazing with Trump rallies. So it's kind of similar. It's kind of like he took the formula and made it his own, and it worked.
Of course, the crossover doesn't just involve a champion of the people. It also involves boo villains, right? Crooked Hillary, boo, lying Ted, the fake news media, Pocahontas, right? So this is partly what made Hillary's disastrous comment back in 2016 about Trump supporters being deplorables, the basket of deplorables. This is what made it so horrific. She played right into Trump's hands. She became the Vince McMahon villain. She became the establishment villain, the dishonest elite who rig everything in their favor and against the people. She became worthy of being booed by tens of millions of voters. And of course, that's exactly what happened. So WWE is a perfect format for expressing real, legitimate social critique. And to close the loop here, the one who really awakened this glorious embodiment of America First and MAGA in the WWE arena was the one and only Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania. What's his theme song? What was Hogan's theme song? You guys know it. Put it in the chat. Real American.
I'm talking about Real American, baby. That is actually, if you actually listen to the words of that, man, it'll blow your mind. It's absolutely insane. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So, basically, man, this dude is actually on it. We're going to keep it going.
That's the title of his theme song. Whenever he entered into the arena, the lyrics proclaim, I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. Just like when he enters an arena, it's to, I'm proud to be an American. Sound familiar? You see, this wasn't just entertainment. This was populist nationalism decades before Trump descended that golden escalator. Not to get too nerdy here, but sociological research shows us that populist movements need cultural symbols before political leaders. And Hulk Hogan provided that symbol. He defeated foreign villains like the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. He embodied Reagan-era American strength when our nation craved heroes. If you think it through, Hulkamania created the cultural template: strong leadership, patriotic messaging, and standing up to domestic villains and foreign threats. Trump simply awakened what Hogan had planted in so many millions of American hearts. Hulk Hogan didn't just entertain, he prepared America for Trump. He showed us what real Americans looked like decades before Trump reminded us what greatness meant. And then fast forward to July of 2024. This very same Hulk Hogan walked into the Milwaukee Convention Center to the cheers of tens of thousands of adoring fans, rips off his shirt in classic Hulkster fashion, and he declared to the entire world, let Trumpamania run wild. Gang, that wasn't coincidence. Just days after Trump miraculously survived that assassination attempt, that wasn't coincidence.
It was actually a beautiful thing, man. It was actually one of the highlights of the Republican convention. Hulk Hogan came out, tore his shirt off, although he struggled a little bit and everybody kind of noticed. But, at the same time, Hulkster, you awakened a few people that understand. And I appreciate that from you, sir. I really do. I appreciate that from you. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's amazing, man. It's just an amazing thing to think about the body of work.
That was destiny. With a magnificently fitting end for Hulk Hogan, to share in the spotlight of the very MAGA movement he helped awaken. Hulkamania ran wild so MAGA could run free.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Right on. Hulk Hogan, we gonna clap for you. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Look, I don't give a
Unlike the haters.
I don't give a damn about him saying the N word in a statement 3 times because check this out. If my daughter go mess with a Negro, guess what? He better be the best Negro you done ever seen in your life.
You know what, man? I'm so sick of the disrespect, bro.
I mean, I've been all over Facebook, man, just getting it in on people, man.
And it seems like every time when something happens to Hogan, these stupid ass black people are so damn happy about it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
You know what? And I'm gonna be straight up with you. That's
Yeah, he
because they
said
have
the
no
N
life,
word
bro.
back
They
then.
have no
But
life.
who gives a fuck? It's 2025. Let it go. For God's sake,
Right.
man.
You see me, I got my Hulkamania background popping
Yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, of
I'm
course.
running wild tonight, baby. It's
I don't
on.
blame you.
It's on. You know, now, like I said, I gave all my montage, man. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal-Warner. You was a part of my childhood, buddy. Just like Hulk Hogan.
Hmm.
I'm talking about a little kid. So trust and believe me, this been a heck of a week for somebody like me, man.
Yeah, and it's so funny. It's all coming in threes.
It always does.
You got Malcolm and Ozzie, and now the hoster.
Right. You know, and that's when you get to the upper echelon. But you know, they've been taking them out. You know, Scotty from the Wisp was gone.
Yep. I actually, when I was in high school, I met probably one of them at a Ralph's in L.A. So it's like, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of OGs around here.
You know, so you know, when I look at it, you know, in this, you know, when I take into consideration,
And like,
it's
right
sad.
now, man,
It's
we
just
got a
sad
lot
to
of
me how I know that even when we had a lot of stuff going on back in the 80s and you know the 90s, racism wasn't at the forefront of everything that went on.
exact. My God, Derek, that's they don't. Do they get that?
I mean, everything can't be racist, man.
It's like,
Everything, you know. Now he
but
said what he said, and they, you know, just like with Trump claimed he didn't apologize, but you can go and find his apology, but the apology ain't never gonna be good enough. It ain't
but
never gonna be good enough for some people. They want the apology, and you know, I don't care. You ain't mean it.
but you know, but that's the problem. That is the problem. When it's them, they gotta apologize. They're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry." No accountability whatsoever.
Absolutely, there's zero accountability, man. Zero. And when you look at it for what it is a terrible thought process to just be in such a reprobate mind state that you can't understand conjecture, you can't understand another person's opinion, you can't understand that there are different thought processes besides your own.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah, man. Like it's crazy. And then us out here, well, not just here in LA, man. We still got to deal with being some disrespect. I'm like,
And it
man,
is true. Very, very
I'm
true.
like, why we gotta keep talking about Kobe and he ain't here to defend himself? Come on, man.
You
Same
know,
with Hogan. They're
you
gonna
know,
talk all kind of shit about him now too.
right. And Kobe, when it come down to Kobe, it's like, but I don't hear them talking about it. You know, black folks wasn't going in on Kobe about them allegations and you know all
Mhm.
that stuff.
And that's the thing. And it's like the girl admits she lied. Like, get over it. That was 22 years ago.
You know, and we sit up here and we talk about, you know,
What are we
I look
doing,
at
man?
everything through this different lens because of R. Kelly and Justice.
Yeah, they were trying to get Kobe in jail too.
I look at, the fact that his injustice was a part of the mind control that's been inflicted on the American people.
Exactly. And it's like, do people not see that yet? Do
Right.
they
I
not
mean, the
see
Bill
it?
Cosby, and I look at it, I'm like, how disrespectful can you get and how disrespectful can you be? I grew up in a time where you did not speak ill of dead people.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Speaking of R. Kelly, it's so funny how they want to disrespect this man every chance they get. And then you got niggas like Usher out here and shit. Got help. You got help from Jermaine Dupri. Kels didn't get no damn help. He probably got like advice and stuff, but he never needed no help.
No, not really. I ain't never seen him ask nobody for no help. I mean,
No, I'm talking about music wise.
I
Like he,
know, I know. He never asked nobody for no help.
shit.
So when you really break this stuff down and you really get into it, us as black people are falling for this foolishness, hook, line, and sinker, man. Wow,
Sad. And it's
wow, everybody, while the Democrats running off with the money, or the criminal, or the rhino Republicans run off with the money, man. We
and
don't pay attention.
you know what's so funny too, Derek? You remember when Trump is going against the pharmaceutical, right?
Yeah,
Why do you think Kobe dead?
uh-huh.
He was suing the pharmaceutical who was about to win. He was about to win because
Mm-hmm.
they were trying to use his trademark. What a bunch of phonies, man.
I promise you they are, man. You really, if you don't pay attention, man, you will get lost in the sauce, man. Get lost in
Man,
the sauce.
man, my boy B didn't deserve to go out like this.
Man, and it make you wonder, like, when we say that they die in threes and then it actually happened, because I had a whole conversation with a person about that.
See, this
I
is why I
was
can't.
like, no, I don't believe it, blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, you don't believe me?
You know what, man? This is why I don't watch the NBA no more. Got soft as hell.
And if you don't believe me, all you gotta do is watch. All you gotta do is watch. So
Yeah, let's go to.
Well, thank you very much. We're looking at the
to Hulk Hogan.
Mhm.
So, like I said, while we worried about certain things, man, they running off with the money, and today Donald Trump decided to go down to the Fed because apparently they've been building on buildings for 5 years and spending billions and billions of dollars,
Just wasting. What you're building it
billions of
for?
dollars of our taxpayer money for the
And
Fed. And you see him, and you see
Tim
my
Scott.
man right here, Mr. Scott, and then you see
well, thank you very much. We're looking at the construction, and we're with the chairman, as you know. Chairman, come on over. And we're just taking a look at what's happening. It's a tough construction job. They're building basements where they didn't exist or expanding them, and a lot of very expensive work. There's no question about it. And Tim has been with me for a long time, and
Yes,
you're in
sir.
charge of the committee.
Indeed, one of the reasons I wanted to see it was the overruns of the expenses, wanted to figure out why.
So we're taking a look, and
because I want to know why. Wouldn't you want to know
We all want to know. We
why?
all need to know why.
Where the bread at, yo? What's going on? What you doing?
It's
What you done
taking
spent?
our money, and then this stupid ass mayor giving our money to these damn illegals.
What's the name? Bass ass.
And then, like, she talk about children's at MacArthur Park. Man, I've been by MacArthur Park, man.
Ain't no kids there.
Hell no. None but a bunch of crackheads and homeless people.
It was children there at the park. You lying lady. What is wrong with you?
I am
Oh,
outside.
it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit.
said it was 2.7, but it went back up to 3.1 billion. You know, that's how much. And so look at this old relic of a man here. Look at his this day. You can tell he don't like Trump. Check it out.
A lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.
He's like, no. It's not that. That's not true. That's not true. But when it comes to these people, you got to have receipts because they gonna
1.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Bang! You see that? Hey, I love my president, bro. You see, you know, he's finna go in the bag, right?
Yeah.
He's finna go in the bag, pull out a receipt.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1.
3.2.
This came from us.
Yes.
And so watch, he gonna try to lie and try to make it seem like Trump wrote this, but he was like, this came from us. And he was like, yeah, you peep the game. Peep what happens.
I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital plan.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that.
He ain't adding shit. Your people's added it in because it's a part of it. I don't give a damn if it was finished 5 years ago, brother. Look, you done spent $1 billion on a building, and what I'm gathering right here, you got a whole basement that you building that wasn't even there, didn't even exist to go to the other building. Man, quit playing with me, dude. They tripping, man. Wow. Somebody making some ridiculous money, and there's probably a bunch of migrants down there doing that shit.
Third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not new.
So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't. Expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not under too much danger. So, any questions?
Mr. President, does the issue give you any?
As a real estate developer, what would you do with a project manager who would be over budget?
Generally speaking, what would I do? I'd fire him.
Do you think this issue, Mr. President, gives you cause to do that?
Well,
Hey. Fine of that. I'm sorry, you got to go, bro. As a real estate developer, nah, partner, you out of here because you had to be allotted a few $1 billion to start. You feel me? They had to have given you a few $1 billion to start. And you a few $3 billion in the hole. So what's going on with the $2 billion I gave you? What's happening here? That's why you can't lower the interest rates. Goofy. Ridiculous, man. These people look, and boy, you see now, look at him. He look like boy, go straight to sleep when he go home.
I'm here just really with the chairman. He's showing us around, showing us the work. And so I don't want to get that. I don't want to be personal. I just would like to see it get finished. And in many ways, it's too bad it started. But it did start. And it's been under construction for a long time. It's going to be a real long time because it looks like it's got a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
So,
Mr. President, are there things that
Hey, old man pissed. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
He pissed. he like, I can't believe talking all this shit. Oh my God. He look like he having the worst day of his life. Trump probably eating him alive in the office. What is you doing? What is going on? He might get fired. What you think?
Sure, let's see about that.
He might this old school might get the axe. Man.
Chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. But other than that, what can I tell you? The country's doing really well. I just briefed the chairman on the deal we made with Japan. Japan is putting up $550 billion in order to lower their tariffs a little bit. That way they have a little bit lower tariff. And they also opened their country to free trade, which nobody thought was even a possibility. And we get a zero tariff in the free trade. We don't pay tariffs, and they're going to pay 15% on everything they send into our country. So it's great. But they put up, as you could call it, seed money. Let's call it seed money. You could call it anything you want, but it's It's a total of $550 billion. So nobody thought any of that was possible, and it's wonderful. And we're doing pretty well with the European Union, likewise. And we have some others. They're all really big, and our country's going to make a lot of money. We would be helped if interest rates would come down, but we're going to see how the board rules on that soon. I'd love to see them come down a lot. But we have a country that's thriving. We had a dead country 1 year ago. Today we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And we'll get this one finished. Thank you.
All right, just listening in there to President Trump talking.
You know what's crazy? This man is sitting here in his environment or as a real estate developer telling you things over budget and people should be fired and you got an attitude. And this man has made all of this money over his lifetime doing just this.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy work, man. Crazy work. All because you hate DJT. All because you took your Pfizer and Moderna shots and your boosters and they injected you with TDS. Damn shame. Shame. Good Lord. You wasn't strong enough mentally to fight off the antibodies of the TDS. Yeah, they got you and they got you good. They didn't get me though. I'm trying to tell you, they didn't get your boy. Provoked officers over here. Good to go.
They know.
He good to go. Y'all didn't fall for y'all's BS. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to put in people's systems. And I didn't fall for that, man. Y'all can have that. Y'all can keep that. I'm good. I'm good. Nah, man. So the last thing that we gonna talk about, brother. Obamagate, man.
Oh, boy. Man, Russian collusion shit.
Obama Gate.
Hey.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna have to
Might as well.
hold on a second, because me and Obama get to have a conversation. Now, Mr. Barack Obama came out of nowhere, and everybody ignored it. The man was a senator for 2 years before he ended up with presidency. So tell me how you qualify to get any expertise or experience in the political realm at all. Okay, at all. Where is it? How did you come about this expertise? And then your campaign don't change. Change is good.
Hope and change.
Hope and change. Change and hope. And me,
you changed something, right?
All the homosexuals, every last one of them.
We need a gay friend, man. Knock it off.
We're not talking about your daddy. You need a gay friend. Somebody to tell you when you're wrong. What?
Soft. Just like LeBron James, that nigga soft.
Like you sitting up here, you ragging, you trying to get kids bent over. You ain't shit. I'm like, good Lord. I'm like, what are we doing here, Barack? What's happening, Barack? What is happening with you, Barack? What happened to you? I don't know what's going on with Barack. Because that's crazy as hell. The man said, you need to have somebody to tell you when you're saying something that you're not supposed to say. That's your daddy, fool. I mean, ain't that your daddy? I thought it was your daddy. I thought it was your daddy. But He say you need. Oh man, I can't. This dude, I'm like he crumbling. And one thing that I can safely say is, in my mind, I always thought that the dude was too clean. Man, ain't nobody in the world, bro. Ain't nobody in the world as clean as they tried to make him seem. It was like the only person that wasn't that was cleaner than Barack Obama
Mm.
was Jesus Christ.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we can't forget that one.
Whatever this fool said, whatever this clown said, they believed. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I voted for Barack Obama.
I
But
mean, at some point, man, the whole black thing and all that shit.
right, I mean, the premise of me voting for this man was not hope and change. We're gonna hope and we're gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna change, but it's gonna be change. You looked up and you had change in your pocket. Okay? And I'm
Yeah.
talking about barely quarters. You had dimes, nickels, and pennies in your pocket. Messing around with Barack Obama, Mr. Hope and Change.
Mm.
Okay? He turned around and he pissed everybody off, and you can't say this and you can't say that. And here we go with cancel culture. Where you're literally stifling people's actual First Amendment right. And if you take one right, if you take the First Amendment, you might as well throw everything away.
Mm. That's the sad part about it, because they want to take everyone's rights away because everybody don't want to agree with you. Well, because some people's viewpoints is big dumb.
And it's pure unadulterated projection at this point.
Like, what the fuck we doing, man?
You're projecting.
Rejecting for their own benefit. That's what it is.
Absolutely 100% projecting. And I promise you, if you can't pay attention and see when a person's projecting and they putting on somebody else what they're capable of and what they're doing, and you just cannot see at all.
Pathetic.
That's just the way that I see it. I mean, you should know when you're being gaslit. You should know when a lot of these things that are happening to you are happening to you. But it's a lot of people out here that can't even see the shit. Now, Miss Tulsi Gabbard and Miss Caroline Leavitt and Tulsi been cooking, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I say let her cook. She been letting Obama have it. Say, you a treasonous piece of crap, Mr. Obama. Why did you do this to the American people? Okay. So got a little hot in the press room, and Caroline, sweet Caroline. Bum, bum. And Tulsi with that streak. Woo! Mm-mm-mm. Aloha, Tulsi. Yeah. And you say you from? Didn't they say that Barack was from Hawaii?
Yeah, Honolulu.
Was she from Hawaii?
Oh yeah, Tulsi. Yeah.
You don't know what's going on in Hawaii and what's going on with Barack Obama in Hawaii? You think she doesn't know?
Oh Lord.
Huh?
Man.
You think she can't find out? Huh?
I believe it. She ain't stupid enough.
Man, Tulsi is boy. She a thug up there. You see, man, Tulsi, but the real thug is Caroline. You better quit playing with Caroline. I love me some Caroline Levitt, man. I'm trying to tell you. So we're gonna get into this press briefing and we're gonna watch them murk Caitlin Collins. And I love to see, because Trump can't do her the way that she need to get done. You need a female to get at this woman. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So let's watch Tulsi. Well, Tulsi cooked, but we finna watch Caroline turn the stove on, and boy, you say white girl can't fry chicken.
Thank you, Caroline. Two questions for Director Gabbard. Just on this, Director Gabbard, you referenced the past intelligence reports and assessments on this, including that 2017 one that was signed off, as Ed noted, by every Republican on the Senate Intelligence Community, including the acting chair of the time, now Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who said in a statement that they did not find any evidence of Russian collusion, but they did find, however, is very troubling, and they found irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling. One, are you saying that he's wrong in that statement that he made then? And secondly, what would you say to people who believe that you're only releasing these documents now to improve your standing with the president after he said that your intelligence assessments were wrong?
Now, what type of shit is that? I mean, Yellow Bees, what type of shit is that? Did you hear that? You with me, Yellow Beezy? Well, maybe you're not. I don't know. Shit. Let's go.
Well, first, I want to correct something that you said.
First of all, basically, this is what I'm going to say. You work a job, and you're doing your job, and you may have made an incorrect statement or did something wrong. You're going to try to go above and beyond to do what you need to do to show the person that you're working. Okay? Other than that, you'll get fired. You heard what Trump said, I'd fire him immediately. So she's doing her job, and she's doing an incredible job, and that great streak be rocking.
Stated, which was citing the Senate Intelligence Committee's report as being one and the same. I think you said the intelligence community. The Senate Intelligence Committee has a very different function than the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. The evidence and the intelligence that has been declassified and released is irrefutable. I'm going to let Caroline speak to Secretary Rubio.
I'll speak to both questions. First, on Secretary Rubio, he put out a statement in 2020 following that Senate Intelligence Committee report, and he said what they found is troubling. We found irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling, which the Director of National Intelligence just confirmed for all of you, that Russia was trying to sow distrust and chaos. But what's the outrage in this that Secretary Rubio did not say at the time, the Democrats were saying at the time, is the fact that the intelligence community was concocting this narrative that the president colluded with the Russians, that the president's son was holding secret meetings with the Russians, all of these lies that were never true. And he also said at that time, we discovered deeply troubling actions taken by the FBI under Comey, particularly their acceptance and willingness to rely on the Steele dossier without verifying its methodology or sourcing. The Steele dossier that many outlets in this room ran as the gospel truth, and it was cooked up and paid for by the Clinton campaign.
I can't wait till the media gets held accountable for their BS.
Mm-hmm. They're going to try to spend it. They're going to try to be like, oh, no, this is it's all BS. It's all fake. Like y'all motherfuckers weren't pushing fake.
They got to steamroll small. They got to go get little bitty people like Colbert.
They're in the view now, too. They say about to go on a hiatus. Woo!
Colbert's career is over. His career is over. The Colbert is toast. But look, Caroline is out there murking. You hear, you know what I'm saying? I love what I like about her, and seeing Jean-Pierre, and seeing and I hate it because I would have loved to see a black female in the press room beasting. But unfortunately, we got Karine Jean-Pierre. And maybe she could have done better if she had a president that was alive. Who knows? But Caroline is a stark difference, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, sweet Caroline. Ooh, girl, you know what I'm saying? I don't even go that way like that. I love my sisters, but girl, shit.
As for your second question, Caitlin, I think who is saying that she would release this to try to boost her standing with the president? Who has said
she finna go straight in? Can't you tell, Yellow?
Yeah.
She finna go in. Watch it. She finna go in.
that.
Well, the president has publicly undermined her when it came to Iran.
Look at this bat looking.
Oh, you talking about I forgot her damn name. Big nose bitch.
Like, look at this old goofy looking. She finna get this bird face looking chick. Oh my God. What?
Ooh.
She is, man, look.
He said she was.
Better go
Somebody
fix that
saying
damn
somebody out there,
nose.
oh my God, she's so hot.
Man, if you that Triple H nose, better knock it off.
She's so hot. Oh yeah, she's so hot with that beak she got on her face. Okay.
Wrong. He told me that she didn't know what she was talking about. That was on Air Force One on camera.
The only people who are suggesting that the director of national intelligence would release evidence to try to boost her standing with the president are the people in this room who.
You, heifer, you the one. You see, Carolina is not going, bro. She ain't going. You ain't the other people. Y'all, people in this room, watch.
Constantly try to sow distrust and chaos amongst the president's cabinet, and it is not working. I will just answer your question directly. I am with the president of the United States every day. He has the utmost confidence in Director Gabbard. He always has. He continues to, and that is true of his entire cabinet, who is all working as one team to deliver on the promises this president made. Does anyone else have questions for Director Gabbard? And then we'll turn it.
Man, let's go, man. Man, Caroline, the type of person you want in the club, but you when the fight break out. If you want to know the truth, I would love to have her in the club and fight. She gonna swing with you, bro. I'm telling you, she like that. She's like that. She is not playing, man. She is about that life. She out there advocating, young 27-year-old Republican, handling business, common sense, all day, every day. And I'm gonna go ahead and end it here soon, but we gonna talk about, we're gonna kind of revisit, some of the things that we kind of been talking about earlier, man, with the hate that's been popping off. And I know you've been on Facebook, social media, man, and I know you've been seeing it. This hatred for Hulk Hogan is ridiculous. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around it. Seriously. Just like it's hard for me to wrap my mind around the hate for Donald Trump. An individual that's given so much of themselves, to this country. And I know he had the steroid scandal. Everybody in the WWE.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like,
they was taking steroids.
I'm like, y'all doing too damn much. I've been hearing about LeBron taking steroids too.
Right.
Come on, man.
Which we're gonna have to do it live and talk about that, man. We got to get it in.
Man, we got to talk about LaFody, LaFlop, LaFraud.
Yeah, LaFlizzle, Mr. LaFlizzle over there, seriously.
We got a lot of LeBron jock sniffers, man. These LeBron sexuals, bro. Man.
Really do. I mean, so, the main thing that I want to leave people that, this evening is very, very simple. Life is short, as we can see. We've lost to Malcolm Jamal-Warner, Ozzie Osbourne, and a Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, real name Terry Bollea. Okay?
Man, it's so crazy, man. We've lost stars already this month. We've lost that dude from Kill Bill who was a damn jerk.
Right.
And we played Reservoir Dog. I'm like, damn. He died with a broken heart.
Life is super short. And we should be measured by the whole and not the sum. The sum of man is, he said some racist shit.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, black people, they were saying more racist shit.
And I think he was trying to have candor and be fucking funny. And, of course, in 2015, Cancer culture was bubbling up and brewing so hard. Don Imus had already got fired. Roseanne had already got fired. You know, it was just crazy at
It's
that
just
point.
stupid shit.
It was crazy at that point. So cancel culture had been there, and you can't say anything about anybody that does it. That's insane. Or you're going to lose your job, or you're going to do this and that. So this is what we've been dealing with. 17 years since Obama got elected. It's not about the last 5 years. It's not about COVID. It's not about everything that happened leading up to COVID. It's not about when Donald Trump came down the escalator. It's not about all of that. It's about the fact that in 2007, some guy that we never saw before got up and made a speech. And everybody was like, who is this? Because he had the voice inflection.
You know, I know for a simple, I was looking at something else, man. When Jamal-Warner died, and this nigga David Harris, no disrespect, dude, but his comment section be throwing conspiracies, talking about, oh, did Hillary man died in a jam drown.
Yeah, it was
Man,
unfortunate.
these people always come up with conclusions. Like, damn, why do every person die got something to do with Hillary? Jeez.
Yeah, because I don't give a damn about that lady.
I'm like, damn, man, I don't like Hillary and all, but you don't have to keep throwing her name in there. Shit. Hillary got nothing to do with this man's death. Stop it.
Right. But at the end of every day,
At the end, fuck her.
I just look at things in a different light. We gotta stop being so disrespectful.
Because at some point, everyone, sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's like at some point, everybody loved Hulk Hogan until that shit happened, and they can't let it go at all. I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
You've heard Leonardo DiCaprio say the N word in Django. You said nothing about that. But when it's Hulk Hogan, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and people was talking about talk to me when Stone Cold passed away. I'm like, y'all don't remember the longest yard when they had Nelly in the library? Y'all don't remember that?
Selective outrage. That's all it is.
Y'all don't remember that?
Man.
Y'all don't remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
I mean, and people, you
can remember that.
A person will take a role where they had to say anything like that as racist. You can take this racism thing all over the place because it can be anything at this point. This glass of Hennessy could be racist. You never know. Just depending on how people want to spin it. But at the end of the day, I feel like that we need to learn respect. Respect the body of work that a person put in. Respect the fact that without this individual, there would be no Monday Night Raw, longest weekly episodic program in history. There would be no SmackDown, the second longest weekly episodic program in history.
Yep. And shit. Sunday Night Heat. Shoot.
It would be none of that.
And they watching this and not realizing who paved the way. I'm like, come on, man, y'all some damn disrespectful.
At the end of the day, yes, they are. We can't allow them to make our days be different. So at the end of the day, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, Ozzie Osbourne. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal-Warner. Everybody that we've lost in the year so far, 2025, rest in peace.
Yes.
And whatever situations that you had or malfunctions or bad moments that you had, they are definitely wiped clean at this point. Because you're not here anymore. You don't owe any debt to this world anymore. You don't. So fly high. I appreciate all of the laughs. all of the cheers that I was able to yell out, even with Ozzie Osbourne, all of the laughs and everything that I got from the reality show, all of that, I appreciate it all. And I'm not just going to sit up here and garner, racist.
I'm tired of that.
One of the moments that made me become hooked on wrestling was the Mega Powers exploding on Saturday Night Main Event right in front of my face. That was one of my moments. I'll never forget it. And I was, I love wrestling. This is great. The drama. And I was hooked. So you're not gonna take that away from me because somebody said the freaking N-word.
So yeah, it should work for Hulk Hogan. We want to know who Edge is.
You're right. I don't give a crap about that word. The only reason why that word even has any power is because it's given power. I don't care about that word. And if you care about that, you got to stop your day or lose your life or go to jail because somebody said the N-word, then something is wrong with you. Not me and not even the person that said it, because the person that said it ain't about to go to jail for it. So why would you? Black man, black woman. Why would you have so much hatred in your heart when you say it every day? And I don't give a damn about the EA, the A versus the ER. I don't care. The only reason why it exists is simple, because we pronounce things different than Caucasians.
I'll tell you this. I ain't no nigga though. I'm a man. That's as simple. It's a difference.
But the word,
funny about that, man. I've been seeing females talking, "Oh, I want a nigga." I'm like, oh, okay, so you want an ignorant son of a bitch.
The word means nothing to me. And R. Kelly said it best. You need a man who's honest and understanding. Got to be satisfying someone belonging. Girl, I'm going to be affectionate. Needful. You need someone understanding. You need a husband, shorty.
And they don't even know what that is nowadays.
Did you notice, like, on that song For You, on that bridge, spelled out husband.
I'm going to forever keep that. I'm going to forever have that man catalog.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. I'm like, man, this man need to pardon him, man. What the hell's going on, bro?
But did you notice that he spelled husband out on that song in that bridge?
You know what? Honestly, when I started seeing it, I'm like, wow. I'm like,
man, I knew it years ago. I'm like, y'all late to the party.
I was like listening to like the other songs on.
Y'all late to the party, and I'm like, man, that mean R. Kelly is super dope. At 20-some years old, he telling this female, "You need a man who."
And he didn't write any freestyle that.
Understanding,
no help,
satisfying, belonging.
And talk about Usher's the king of R&B. No, he's not.
Not at all.
No, he's not. What are we doing?
Right. So we're going to quit playing with it, man. We got 2 more minutes and I'm finna get up out of here. I do appreciate everybody who came in and partook in this live tonight, whether it was in spurts or whatever. I know that I got to get a bit more consistent. So y'all get more consistent. But if you catch me on the replay, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you know every time I go live, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some videos, maybe from the car or something. Y'all tend to like that shit. So I'm going to do that shit. My lunch break is going to be dedicated to y'all, man. I promise you. Y'all ain't going to need no lunch. Screw lunch. I'm going to y'all.
Yeah, one day I'm going to do a live show.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, man, Yellow Beezy, man, I appreciate you, dog.
Oh, you already know, man. I saw it. I was like taking a nap, and I got up, and I was like, man, let me get on there for the last few minutes.
Because the sun's still shining out there with you. It's dark. I got to go to bed because I got to go to work in the morning this Friday. I got all type of stuff going on at the job. I got the HP people coming for the printers. I got some Cat 6 cables coming for my closet cleanups. I got all type of stuff going on. So I got to be, and then I got the people coming to get my laptops for my refresh. It's going to be a day.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a day. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it'll be over with quickly because when you're moving around like that, it tend to go fast, man.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm hoping you're feeling my new backgrounds. I'm working on some different things, man, trying to get things together, of course. Rain, light, and all, man. I'm in it to win it, man.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
gonna try
appreciate
to start
everybody.
working on doing some lives too. 'Cause I always think about
Man,
covering
come
like
on, Yellow Beezy, and you
little
know
sports and some other stuff.
I'm gonna
'Cause,
get down with you, man. And football season is coming, and we're gonna spend it a little bit. We're gonna talk about different things on Sundays. I may dedicate a little bit of it to football and things like
man,
that.
I ain't been watching NBA, NFL, especially NBA, man, because these niggas are soft. How you gonna have big men shooting threes? That's why you got centers and power forwards for in the paint to protect the damn rim.
Yeah, man. The
This
game,
damn LeBron and this Adam Silver fucking the game up.
yeah, it's gonna be all right. Everything has to come back to its original.
Shit better, man, because I love that physicality, man. I miss that shit.
Yeah, but like I said, when you get your channel going,